The state is backtracking tonight on plans to cut critical services for some of our state's most vulnerable children.
The Denver Post reports the Colorado Department of Early Childhood is postponing plans to make cuts to its early intervention program. It's a story we first told you about Wednesday.
And parents from across Colorado became upset after learning the state plan to cap services for young children with disabilities.
Now the state is no longer moving forward with those cuts. And as Denver 7's Brandon Richard shares, it comes as lawmakers search for a way to keep programs in place.
Colorado's early intervention program provides care to 11,000 young children with developmental needs.
He was not expected to walk. He was expected to be a wheelchair user, and he's now independently walking.
The program, which receives funding from the state and federal governments as well as private insurance, helped change the lives of babies and toddlers like Leo and John.
He was tiny, so he had to feeding was.
But this past Tuesday, the state sent providers an email letting them know it was implementing cost containment strategies due to a budget shortfall. And as a result, children would be limited to 4 hours of therapy each month.
Just a teeny bit of light pressure there.
Caitlin Knox is an occupational therapist and early intervention provider.
So they might currently be receiving 6 or 8 or 12 hours a month. Starting Monday, the state says they can only receive 4.
Representatives from the Colorado Department of Early Childhood, which oversees the program, appeared before the Joint Budget Committee Tuesday.
What I'm about to share is really painful for us to face.
They said a growing caseload, COVID funding expiring, and fewer kids eligible for Medicaid made immediate cuts necessary.
It's all come together to create this perfect storm.
Yeah, we were all surprised by that.
State Senator Judy Amabile, who sits on the committee, says the proposed cuts even shocked lawmakers.
Telling people 3 days before something happens is really not, that's not good planning. And that's really not acceptable.
She says lawmakers are now working on a bill to stop the cuts and get the department the funding it needs to finish out the fiscal year. It's welcome news to parents and providers like Caitlin.
I have no doubts that they will do their absolute best to make sure that this happens.
Late Friday, the state announced it was pausing the service cuts and working with lawmakers and others on a solution. Brandon Richard, Denver 7.